Fundsupermart.com.
Is 2013 finally a year for global equities? If so, do you expect Asian equities to lead or lag behind the developed Western markets?
I think 2013 is going to be a very good year for equities. Actually, let's not forget that 2012 was already a very good year for equities, delivering us returns well above the expected long-run average return. And I think we'll probably witness the same thing again in 2013. And yes, I think that Asian equities, especially right now versus the US, represent much better value and therefore have much more potential to do well in 2013.
While commonly referenced as a single investment region, Asian equities have witnessed a divergence over the last few years, with South Asia outperforming the northern peers. Why is this so?
I think that was a result of the risk-off, risk-on period that we witnessed from the middle of 2011 to the middle of 2012. And sentiment caused investors to move away from North Asia, to get away from China. That was perceived to be a big risk, and to find growth and investment opportunities that were as insulated from China as possible, which meant ASEAN, and in particular it meant Philippines and Indonesia, where we've seen big rises in equity markets there.
Within Asia, what are some of the areas that you think has been neglected by investors and thus have a higher potential for outperformance in 2013?
I think that North Asia definitely is where we see a lot of potential. So in particular, we like the profitability and the valuations in China, in Hong Kong, in Taiwan, and in Korea. We see a lot of opportunities there to get exposed to companies which are both cheap and very profitable. Selectively outside of that, we also find opportunities in other Asian countries, particularly in India. In India, we find a lot of very well-run companies with actually exposure outside of India to the global economy, and that's very attractive to us at the moment as well.
What do you think may be the key factors that can unsettle the market in 2013, and how does HSBC position their portfolios accordingly?
So I think in 2013, there could be a lot of factors that might unsettle markets. Markets are still quite fragile. They haven't recovered completely confidence. They're still not able to look only at the fundamentals. They're still being driven to a large extent by sentiment and by fear. So I think there are a lot of things that could unsettle them. We've got the tensions in the Korean Peninsula. We've got concerns about avian flu in the mainland, and we've got concerns about the euro still hanging over us and what's going to happen there. In reality, we think markets will get through all those events. There might be some bumps along the way, but we think that they'll get through them and really recognize fundamentals, and that's what will probably drive a very good outcome for markets this year.